I'm going to represent group 1 to present about absolute advantage and comparative advantage. So basically, absolute advantage is an ability to produce more in quantity, where comparative advantage is an ability to produce better in efficiency. So let's take a look to another example. So from the case, it can be seen that France can produce 10 cars or 5 bikes, where in Japan they can produce 7 cars or 2 bikes. So let's identify what is the absolute advantage and the comparative advantage. So for the first question, we got what is the absolute advantage of car and bike. Before that, we have to know what is the absolute advantage. So the absolute advantage is an ability to produce more in quantity. So from the table, France could make 10 cars, while in Japan they could make 7 cars. So the absolute advantage in producing cars is France, because France could make more in quantity than Japan. And from the table also, France could make 5 bikes, while in Japan they could make 2 bikes. So the absolute advantage in producing bike is France, because they could make more bikes than Japan. So the second question is, what is the comparative advantage of car and bike? And we are going to use the same table as before. Before that, we have to know what is the comparative advantage. So the comparative advantage is an ability to produce better in efficiency. Then we are going to find who has the comparative advantage in producing car. So we have to compare the opportunity cost in both countries and identify who has the lower opportunity cost to make one car. So in France, they could make one car with 0.5 bike, when in Japan, they could make one car with 0.3 bike. And then it can be seen that Japan could make lesser opportunity cost. So Japan has the comparative advantage in producing cars. Japan has the comparative advantage in producing cars because they have the lower opportunity cost. And also, we have to find who has the comparative advantage in producing bike. So we have to compare the opportunity cost in both countries and identify who has the lower opportunity cost to make one bike. So in France, they could make one bike with only 2 cars, while in Japan, they could make one bike with 3.5 cars. So we can identify that France has the lower opportunity cost. So France has the comparative advantage in producing bike. Why France has the comparative advantage in producing bike? Because they have the lower opportunity cost. So in conclusion, the absolute advantage for car is France, and for the absolute advantage for bike, also France. And for the second question, the comparative advantage for car is Japan, and for the comparative advantage for bike is France.